Hi, and welcome to Nostalgia Alley. We have a very special show today. Elizabeth Libby Christensen is our guest, hairdresser and owner of Chelsea Set, who is literally hairdresser to the stars. For some 20 years, she was Connie Francis's hairdresser and confidant, and also hairdresser to all the women who star and shine in Maplewood and South Orange. Libby, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mike.
And I understand you are now a screenwriter producer. You have a brand new screenplay that you're producing called, I'm going to hold this up, called Split Ends. And we're really very excited about it. And of course, my first question is, how did you get the title Split Ends, and what does it mean?
Well, we all know what split ends are.
We sure do. Well, my wife does, actually, more than I do.
So when one has split ends, one has to cut them off, just remove them. And it's the same with situations in your life, you know, and that's what our heroine in our screenplay has discovered, and she, slowly but surely, has to cut off all her split ends to get herself back on track. And that's what that's about.
Now, where in the world did you get an idea to write a screenplay? That's a big undertaking. How did it come to you?
Oh, well, most of my life in my hairdressing world, I've had people say to me, when I tell them funny stories that have gone on in the salon, I've had them say to me, you should write a book. You really should please write these stories down, they're just too funny. And that had gone on for a long time. So the impetus for writing Split End is I was written up in the New York Times. And the title of that article was called A Lifetime of Making Split Ends Meet.
I love it.
And that's where the name came from, actually, you know, Split Ends. And so that's kind of, I just started writing down what happened. There was a situation in the salon. I had a young gentleman client of mine. When I would tell him these stories, he didn't just chuckle at the stories. He was the kind of fellow that threw back his head and guffawed. And he was telling me, you must write this down, you must. And he turns to the gentleman sitting next to him and said, shouldn't she write this down? And the young man said, I think she should, because I'm a screenplay writer.
Wow.
So he was my next client in the chair, and of course I started to cut his hair, and we discussed, you know, the writing of a screenplay, and he said, yeah, you really should write it down. And I thought, he's probably just being polite and nice because I'm cutting his hair. And he assured me I should write it, and he left very happily. And he came back the very next day, and he handed me a screenplay writing journal. And he said, put your pen to paper and start writing. So I did. That was just how it all began.
How it happened, that was. Now, I love the title. What is Split Ends about? What's the premise of the screenplay?
So nothing that I would know anything about, you know.
It's not autobiographical. No.
No. It's about a Scottish hairdresser.
What a coincidence.
Oh, it's so coincidental.
What a coincidence.
It really is. And about all the cookie characters, you know, that come into her salon. And her metaphor for life is if you have split ends, just cut them off. In relationships and on your hair. And, she has a little love triangle going on, and all kinds of different things in life, and then someone comes in to buy her building because they're going to take it. They're going to be taking her building by eminent domain. And she either has to give in or she's got to fight. So, of course, being the good Scottish woman that she is,
good Scottish,
she decides to fight. The interesting thing about Split Ends, it's we call it the love child of Steel Magnolias and My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And the reason for that is, well, we all know Steel Magnolias is about a salon. And then My Big Fat Greek Wedding. In that movie, what they do is they tell you about the things that the Greeks have done in the world to help create amazing things in the world. Well, in our screenplay, we tell about the amazing things that the Scots have done to help create the United States of America.
Really? What are
Like,
some of the...
nobody knows these things, you know.
I'm literally on the edge of my chair. What are some of the things that the Scots are responsible for?
Oh, lots of things. Well, for example, your telephone,
Mhm.
famous for the invention of a telephone. Television. First, a Scotsman, John Logie Baird from Helensburgh, was the first man ever to transmit a picture.
Terrific.
He died in poverty, unfortunately.
Couldn't get a sponsor.
Right, probably not. But more important than that, in the founding of America, the majority of your signers of the Declaration of Independence were Scottish.
Really?
And do you know where your Declaration of Independence came from?
Mm-mm.
Well,
Pray tell how.
yes. It is modeled after the Declaration of Arbroath, signed in 1320, when the Scots divorced the English. Way back then. You remember Braveheart and all that good stuff?
Mhm.
William Wallace. So that's when that declaration was created. And so with the majority of your signers of the Declaration of Independence, they of course knew of this treaty and this declaration, so they used that, and it was the model for the Declaration of
So it's
Independence.
basically the blueprint for the
blueprint,
Declaration of
good word,
Independence.
Yeah.
That's fine. Now,
So these kind of things.
everybody's going to ask this question. Is this based on Maplewood?
When writing the story, Gila and I, well, I have a co-writer, co-producers and co-writers.
Yeah, we'll go into that later.
Yes, but yeah, we envisioned Maplewood. We definitely envisioned Maplewood. You know, that's when you're writing it. That's what you see. You know, you see areas
It's
in
that
Maplewood.
wonderful little town with a
Yeah.
story.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you market something like this? How do you get backers? How do you go about you have a terrific idea, but how do you make it actually happen? What's the procedure on something
Well,
like that?
That's where our friend, our co-producer, Bob Pusateri comes in. He's very great at that. And we speak to investors, and we just keep going. We just, you know, keep going after, and just reach out to everyone that we know. I've reached out to a few massive people to invest, but unfortunately, they didn't come through for us.
The market is very difficult right now.
Yes, like Donald Trump.
The Donald.
The Donald. I spoke with the Donald twice, and he promised he would read my treatment and my budget. He promised me he'd read it, but he didn't. Or maybe he did. Maybe he just threw it in the garbage, I don't know. But he didn't come across for us. So, regular investors, you know, just...
Right.
And Bob's the expert in that arena.
Now, your road into making a screenplay movie, you've met some extremely interesting people. And 007 comes to mind. Let me get a picture out here. Tell us a little about Sean Connery.
Well, that was the most exciting. I sent the screenplay to Sir Sean.
I should say Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Sean.
Yes. I did send him the screenplay, and he read it. And the exciting thing about it was I got 4 phone calls from him. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4.
Did Art, your husband, get a little jealous of this?
He tells a story about that picture. He says, when people say, "Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Do you get jealous about this, Art?" He said, "Well, I made her to get out of the bedroom." That's his line, you know, just so he doesn't have to look at it in the bedroom. But that was the fib. It was never in the bedroom. But anyway, Sir Sean said that he liked the screenplay very much. He wished me lots and lots of luck, but that he was not doing anything in film anymore. So he's not doing anything in film because they tried to have him do Raiders of, you know, the Ark with
Lost Ark.
The Lost Ark with Harrison Ford.
Played his father, his dad, yeah.
But he didn't
What a dad
do
to
it.
have, huh?
Yeah, he didn't do it. I'm hoping, yeah, everything's okay with Sir Sean. I did get to meet him.
Oh, that's terrific. And he remembered you, too, as I
Yes,
recall.
he did. He remembered me, which was very exciting. It's nice to know that
Who
007
could forget
remembered
that
me.
Scottish brogue and that wonderful, wonderful blonde hair? Now, here's a guy that you met that you have to be extremely nice to. Now, if this guy can't get you vacuumed, I don't think anybody's going to get you vacuumed.
Well, I know him. I don't know him like a dear friend. My husband, Art, did a segment with Vinny on television, so I got to meet him then. And then I met him on Saturday, actually, down in Asbury Park at the Garden State Film Festival.
Oh.
And we're speaking with his agent, and I asked him, when I met him on Saturday, is he going to play the mayor in our movie? And he said yes.
Good choice.
The only thing was I didn't have a contract ready to say, okay, sign on the dotted line. So he did say yes.
Oh, good. Here's another gentleman that I'm sure our audience will recognize. Tell us a little bit about Paul Sorvino.
Same Garden State Film Festival. Charming and lovely gentleman, very warm, very friendly. He was in one of the movies that we saw. And the movie we thought was incredible. It's about Jersey. It's about the Jersey Shore. The movie is called Greetings from the Shore.
I love the title.
And yeah, it's great. You'll love the movie. Everybody in Jersey will relate to this movie. It was shot in Lavalette, and the cinematography was wonderful, and it's a poignant story. So it was very lovely.
Now, who is going to star in the movie? Who do you have kind of ready to go?
We really have to go through a casting agent. You know, we have to have this person cast. But at this point, we have John Savage, the actor, who appeared in The Godfather and Deer Hunter and Onion Field and lots of other things. He read the screenplay and loved it. And we have a signed attachment paper saying that he would love to be in the movie. We have Morgan Brittany, who was in Dallas. She's a lovely, lovely lady. We're speaking with Ashley Jensen's agent. Ashley Jensen is a young Scottish actress who's appearing right now in
You gotta
Ugly
have
Betty.
a Scottish actress, my heaven's sakes. Anyway, we're going to take a little break right now. We're going to come back with more on how to make a movie. And don't touch that dial.
Faster than searching the World Wide Web. More inspiring than a half-cap mocha latte. Able to answer any question with insight and detail. This superhero of knowledge can find the answer to any question no matter what the problem. And she works in your neighborhood at your public library. When you need to know, get to know your library. Log on to njlibraries.org.
And welcome back. And we were getting to the really exciting part before we had to take a break. But how were some of the other great people kind of planned?
A local fellow who happens to be a Scotsman who lives in
Another
South
Scotsman, my
Gosh, they're
heaven's
all over
sakes.
the place, these people.
Wow.
Yes. Peter McRobbie. And one would know of Peter because he was in Brokeback Mountain with, with Guggen, what's his name again? Oh, gosh.
Oh, gee.
Jake.
It's a senior moment. Somebody good.
Yes, the fellow that died and all that stuff. Anyway, we won't go there. Anyway, and then he's the judge in Law and Order, and then he was in 9/11 with Nicolas Cage.
Very powerful movie.
Yes.
Very powerful movie.
And that's Peter, and he'll be at my party on Sunday. We're having a Scottish tea party to raise some funds.
Good.
And so Peter will be there.
What we're going to do is actually at the end of the show we'll have your email address so people who want to participate can email you.
And I didn't mention Dorothy Alignment, our director.
Oh, yes, very important.
Yes, oh my goodness.
Tell me about her credits and what she's done.
Oh, well, she's done an amazing myriad of things, but most recognizable is she was the director for Fran Drescher.
Oh, The Nanny.
In The Nanny.
The
Yes.
Nanny. A
She
classic.
was the director, but has done, many, many, many things, soaps and all sorts of movies. She was also in 9/11 and lots of soaps, and so she's very well known. But she's a very wonderful director.
Wow, and they have all these famous people. And
Yes.
are you going to have any of the locals in the movie? People in Maplewood, South Orange? We're going to have.
Hopefully when we get down to the casting, I have a lovely young lady from Maplewood called Alexandra Wagner, a beautiful young lady who's performing in Alice in Wonderland off-Broadway, coming up very soon. And she's a little beauty, and we'd love her to be one of our...
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yes, she's lovely, but there are lots of very fine actors and actresses in Maplewood and South Orange.
Now, what's the most exciting and challenging thing making this movie for you?
I guess the dream, the magic of, seeing this come to fruition. I think, to start out with a story, especially as it's not anything that I've, it wasn't a career plan or anything like that. It's just evolved. And to have it come to fruition and will be absolutely incredible.
Having your dream on a silver screen. How many of us can say that? I mean, I love
I'm
it.
going to coin that, Mike. Having your dream on a silver screen. That is brilliant.
Thank you.
I love it.
And when do you plan to film?
We're hoping to start filming in June.
Nice time of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Where are you filming the movie? What area of New Jersey will you be using?
Well, hopefully we'll be doing some in Maplewood. We're hoping to do that.
Oh, that would be terrific.
Yes, we're hoping. And then we've found one location that looks like is a go also, and that's Clifton. There's an area there called Botany Village.
Don't know it.
It's a little nice...
Is it a Scottish village?
No,
Not a
no.
Scottish, and you're still going to do it? Okay, all right. At the top of my show, I mentioned that you, for 20 years, were Connie Francis's hairdresser.
That's right.
How did it all come about? How did you meet Connie Francis?
Well, working in my salon in Kearney, New Jersey, where all good Scottish people start out, right? A beautiful big white car draws up on the other side of the street, and we all stop and we turn around and we take a look out the window, and out of the car come these three lovely ladies, and we think, my goodness, where are they going? And I said, oh, scatter, they're coming in here. So we all run back and pretend we're looking, and sure enough, I recognize one lady, and she comes in and said, hello, hello, hello. I would like to introduce you to my friends. This lady is Andrew Sari, and this is Connie Francis. And in all my infinite wisdom, I say, you have the same name as a singer. Well, of course, I'm told that is the singer. Trust me. So that's how it began. She loved what I did, and she asked would I like to come up and start doing her hair. And from there, I traveled all over the world with her for...
Wow. Must have been very exciting to travel with Connie Francis.
All over the world, I met almost every star imaginable, during that time,
Do you have any cute Connie Francis stories, real quick, that you could relate to us?
I'll have to make it quick. Leaving Chicago, we'd been there with... She was dating F. Lee Bailey at the time, so we'd been there with F. Lee Bailey. And one young lady was with us for the first time. This was her first job. And we're walking through the airport, and I hear, Libby Monroe to the telephone, Libby Monroe to the telephone. And I thought, oh, brother, it's Connie. Do I answer? No, I decided not, because generally what it is that there's a black pocketbook that she wants that's in the suitcase that's just been put on the plane. And she's going to make me stop the plane just to get this black packet, and then I've got to get it back to the hotel. I just thought, I'm going to let it go. And of course, the young lady with me, I'd heard it like 5 minutes ago, and now she said, they're calling your name, they're calling your name. I said, I know, we're about to board, we'll just get on the plane, and I'll answer when we get home. And so we get on the plane and I get home, and when I get home I call Connie and say, "You were looking for me?" And she said, "Yep, I needed that black evening bag for tonight." And I thought, that's exactly what I thought. I'll send it right down there. Oh no, don't worry about it, it's too late now. And that was exactly what I thought. It was just so silly.
Sure, seemed very down-to-earth, kind of the gal next
Very
door.
real.
You know, I mean, was she that in real life?
Very, very real. Very lovely, very warm, very lovely.
Just album after album, just
Yeah.
really quite amazing. And she's performing now. I understand she'll be in Staten Island this
Saturday
weekend. On
evening,
I don't know when we're going to show the show, but it will be on Saturday. And she's also appearing all over the world now, right?
She was just in the Philippines, Malaysia. Yeah.
Wow, that's terrific.
Amazing, yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, she's still going at it really well.
Now, getting back to your movie.
Yes.
What does it cost to make a movie today? I mean, your production costs. What's involved in something like that?
Oh, well, one can do a movie for, as James Cameron did, for over 100 million, or you can do it for 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Depends.
Yeah.
So it depends how you do it. So we had started out, our budget is about $1.2 million.
$1.2 million? Well, that's pretty reasonable for a movie nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. But what has given us great inspiration is the movie Once, that made it to the Oscars. Well, their song won. It won the Oscar. And
I remember
they
that.
shot that, I think it was $140,000.
$140,000.
Is that amazing? So there's a dream.
You might be looking at 3 or 4 Oscars. That's terrific. So it must be extremely exciting. And who are some of the other people involved? I just want to make sure we have all the names of everybody involved.
Gila Zalon
Mhm.
is my co-writer and co-producer, and she's wonderful. And Bob Pusateri, he's our other producer. I just want to say that their movie was playing down in Asbury Park this weekend. Their movie was called Dreamhouse,
Uh-huh.
and their production company is called Back
Pocket
Productions.
I like that. Back
Yes.
Pocket Productions.
So they won the New Jersey Directors' Choice Award
Wonderful.
for Dreamhouse.
So you got some great people aboard.
Oh yes, absolutely. They're wonderful, and the movie is great. Yes.
How do you find all these terrific people? I mean, it must be hard to get all these people together and coordinate and...
You don't know about a beauty salon. Once
Oh,
you're in the beauty
okay.
business, you meet everybody, or if you don't meet them, you meet people that know them. You know, that's just how all of the people. Yeah, that's how it's been. Peter McRobbie, because his wife came into the salon to have her hair done. You see. His lovely wife Charlotte, she got her hair cut at the Chelsea set, so she said, "My husband's Scottish." You know.
You know, I love the Chelsea set, and an interesting story. My wife, Joan, all the time at Chelsea set. And, you know, you used to do Connie Francis's hair. Joan now sings like Connie Francis. I don't understand it. It's amazing, but...
I love it. That's great.
But I always had a feeling that if everybody sat down in a beauty salon, that all of the world's problems would be solved. We wouldn't have war,
It's
we'd have
so
peace, we wouldn't have what's going on in the world. It would be just a terrific idea.
That's what's so great about beauty salons. You're absolutely right. Only we decided that the leaders of every country has to be a woman, and it has to be a woman with 2 children of warring age,
I think that's a great idea.
and then you would see all wars would end.
I think that's a terrific idea. And I think we're getting kind of close to the end. We've got a few more things to talk about. How long is this movie going to take to shoot, the actual shooting? Is there an idea of how long it takes to shoot something like that?
We're saying it can be completely finished in about 4 weeks, which is quite amazing, yeah. Yeah.
I imagine there are many different characters that are in. What are some of the main characters in the movie?
Well, of course, our lead is Lizzie, and she is Scottish. We have an interesting mayor that we're hopefully Vinnie Pasteur will take on the role as.
Terrific.
And
the love interest is between what
Oh, yes.
characters?
Well, she has a little triangle. She's in a relationship with a man who's still married, not living, very estranged, not living and then she meets another man, and so there's a few little triangles going on there. And then we have wonderful hairdressers, lots of interesting, interesting girls who are hairdressers.
Now, in the romance between her and this man, there's a little conflict there because he kind of wants to destroy her beauty salon, right, through eminent domain. There's a little bit of tension between the characters.
He's a naughty boy. He's the very
He's
one.
a naughty boy.
Yeah, he's the very one that's going to be building the mall. Yeah, yeah, that. But we don't know that in the very beginning. They don't know that when they meet. You see?
Okay.
They don't know that when they meet.
So it's like a love-hate relationship.
Well, only later on it becomes hate, but at first there's magic.
It's love. Well, you have to have love. You know.
Oh, yes.
You got to start off with love. It's extremely important. Then you have a couple of other wild characters who kind of hit the beauty salon, some
yes.
real characters.
Crazy lady characters that are pretty outrageous, yes. They're very colourful and very fun. And yes, it's a lovely mix of just what one expects in a beauty salon,
Okay, we've just been up to 2 minutes. I thought we were at 1 minute, but we're up to 2 minutes, so we can kill some time.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite part of the movie? Something that kind of is. Oh, it's 30 seconds now. Okay, we only have 30 seconds, so I'm going to have to end it. But I want to thank you so much for being on the show. It's a pleasure to have you on. Libby, of course, is the owner of Chelsea Set in Maplewood, New Jersey. So if you want your hair done and a possible acting role, hit Libby because she's looking for people. And I'm going to give you her email address. So if you want to contact Libby and participate in the movie, talk to Libby about the movie. She's looking for a lot of different things, contributions. Do give her a call. And this is Mike Sobel saying, it's a pleasure to have you on, Libby. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you real soon.